young age, I've been compelled towards Christ. As a child, with being a child of a pastor and moving to Hong Kong with my missionary family, it only seemed natural to believe in God. But to admit, there are times where I honestly don't see God. In disasters, people who are depressed. Nonetheless, there are glimpses of hope and light in my path. I went on a mission trip with my mother and brother to Mongolia. Of all places, yes, Mongolia. But I think it was one of the best trips I've ever been on. It was more a learning trip than a service trip. After realizing what horrid things were going on, not only there but around the world, there was a simulation that was called the Poverty Workshop. We were divided into 3 classes, first, second, and third. Real food was distributed unevenly, and within a second I was on the ground, eating nothing, while richer people were at tables, eating big chickens and other such luxuries we take for granted on a daily basis. The missionary there explained to us that this is how the world works, separated into 3 classes, and how corrupt we are. Another part of the workshop was sitting in a small hut and learning about how we take our lives for granted. 26,000 kids die every year, and all I do is live my life eating food 3 times a day. So where was God? As I was reflecting on my trip, still in Mongolia, I witnessed a sunset, unlike any I had seen. To me, I realized that day that God, regardless of hardships, He is here. It came real to me that God lives within us, and we can show that He lives with us by helping others out and showing His love towards others. God may not physically be with us because He is within us, and He is within us through nature as well. The summer before my trip to Mongolia, I went back home. Home as in Toronto, Canada. Memories flowed back to me like it was yesterday. And as I was walking to my old home at 15 Mansfield Crescent, I did miss the place. But it came to me that God always has a right place and a right time for us to be somewhere. So at the moment, He had placed my family and me in Hong Kong, and that's where we should be. Even though I had missed so much in Canada, like church retreats or vacations or family friends, I knew it was the best for me to be living in Hong Kong. This is where I saw God. Because looking back at 3 years in Hong Kong, there were many things that I would never have experienced being in Canada. Like Week of the Walls trips to the Philippines, Cambodia, and into China. Also, being able to get a great education here at ICS and being part of dramas and learning very important life skills from various teachers. Going home also shows God in the world and my life because it shows the blessings that He has given to me. A raised bungalow for a home, great friends and neighbors, as well as a cooperative community around me. The fact that I was able to live in 2 places in my life is a privilege because you get the best of both worlds. Also, you could use basketball as an analogy. You are the player, and God is the coach. He knows when to sub you in and sub you off. But He still allows you to make your own decisions on the court. And it's ultimately your choice to go to Him for extra help and guidance. You also have teammates. Teammates that help you and encourage you like a Christian community. And although the refs may throw bad calls at you, don't let Satan take over your life on and off the court. Sometimes it can be hard to see God in our daily lives, but there are always opportunities somewhere. Now I play a lot of sports, primarily basketball, and I love playing basketball. Normally on the court, you aren't able to see God in the game because, well, there's bad referees or a coaching mess up, or you're just having a bad game. Normally we don't put bad with God because God is pure, good, and perfect. But in some cases, God can turn bad into good and use such things to test us and make us stronger. Anyway, back to basketball. If you honestly reflect on where you got your game from and all the success, it's God. There's one example right there. We should be playing for God because He was the one who gave us the opportunity in the first place.